Hi and welcome to this series where I go through a number of ITIL 4 practices individually and I give you the main headline points you need to be aware of in order to build your base knowledge all around ITIL 4. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click on the bell to get those notifications. Okay, so let's get to it. So today I'm going to be talking about relationship management, which is part of the general management practice. Practice, of course, hopefully should be embedded in your mind now. It's a set of organisational resources designed for performing work or accomplishing an objective. A lot of my recent roles have been around relationship management, so I'm talking from a place of experience. In ITIL 4, the purpose of relationship management is to establish and nurture the links between an organisation and its stakeholders, both at the strategic level but also at the tactical level. Typically, it's including identification, analysis, monitoring, the continual improvement of relationships with and between stakeholders. For me, in practice, it's been about fostering relationships, building trust, understanding who the stakeholders are. I quite like to produce a stakeholder map where I map out the various individuals or groups of people within the organisation I'm working with to build that stakeholder map up. So stakeholders, the practice itself, the relationship management practices, it's about understanding the needs and the drivers of your stakeholders and the products and the services. So satisfaction is clearly an element between that and making sure that there's a constructive relationship. Priorities, understanding those priorities for your stakeholders is part of that relationship management piece. So you're thinking through the products, you're thinking through the services. Do they align? Do they deliver that outcome fundamentally, the desired business outcome? Making sure that those are there. Dealing, and unfortunately, escalations and complaints form part of that, but also compliments as well. So making sure that there is a process in place, that there's a way of delivering complaints, delivering escalations, how you're going to handle those, and hopefully you're going to be getting some compliments as well. Also, in my experience in relationship management, you will have different stakeholders and they will all have their own agenda, they will all have their own priorities, their own values that they need to deliver on, and part of that means there's conflict. You will come across conflict in stakeholders as to how do you balance those, how do you prioritize those. So there is definitely an element of stakeholder management conflict and perhaps a mediation type activity as to which service, which product is going to take priority over another. And when we talk about stakeholders as well, it's worth being aware that those service consumers can be sponsors, they can be customers, they can be individual users. So it's certainly about understanding and managing relationships. Some of those relationships will be internal with perhaps your own organisation, or perhaps they may be external, there may be additional service providers there. So a really key point around relationship management for me has always been that relationship management influences stakeholders' perceived value. So they will see that relationship management function part of your value proposition. So it's very important that you've got those priorities right and you're delivering the right outputs. Also, some examples and skills and knowledge needed in service management overall would include relationship management. So developing a key skill set involve involved in being that point of contact, that liaison, that interface between the business and our IT perhaps, looking at a way of capturing demand, being able to demonstrate value between your customer, between your supplier groups and your business. Service managers, and I've been in a number of organisations as a service manager, as a service delivery manager, as a relationship manager, and it's very much about being that relationship, that liaison, that interface point, synchronizing information, acquiring demand, understanding the demand. Perhaps there's even periods of peak activity within your organisation or your customer, providing feedback, being that person that conveys information, conveys feedback, requirements to your various internal groups or additional third parties or service providers within your overall offering. Final point really to talk about in terms of relationship management, like a lot of the practices within our ITIL4, when it comes to the service value chain, so part of the service value system, you have your service value chain, and within there you have plan, improve, engage, design and transition, obtain and build, deliver and support, which produces your products and services, which in turn delivers value. In the context of relationship management, the various activities, relationship management kind of touches all of those elements. However, if you were to say which are the areas where they are involved the most, you would say plan, improve and engage for sure, and then design and transition. So those would be the main areas I would highlight. There's certainly involvement in obtain and build, there's certainly involvement in deliver and support, but certainly the plan, improve, engage, design and transition would be the ones I would specifically flag as those are some of the big areas. Okay, thank you very much. I'll finish now on the relationship management piece. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.